Welcome to Tuesday Tea, the space where we get real, get honest, and talk about the things that actually matter. I'm your host, Alicia Bakker-Mudrock, therapist, Pilates teacher, coach, and author of Leading Lady Energy.
And I'm Melissa Levine, educator, coach, and your co-host for the conversations that don't shy away from the messy, the meaningful, and everything in between.
Each week, we sit down with incredible humans, leaders, creatives, parents, dreamers, people who've lived, struggled, succeeded, and figured things out the hard way.
We share stories, ask real questions, and highlight the badass people out there doing the work.
So grab your tea
Or your other favorite beverage.
and let's dive in. Hey everyone, welcome back. Tuesday Tea, Alicia here. Melissa's unable to join us this week, but we have an amazing special guest. This is Vanessa. I'm going to let her give a little more of her background and her intro in a moment, but I have had the pleasure of meeting her more recently. She's also a fellow Pilates instructor, lives in Southwest Florida, and she's doing some really incredible things in her professional life and just in the community. So I'm so excited to have her on to pick her brain about all things Pilates and life and everything in between. So welcome, Vanessa.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. My name is Vanessa, and as Alicia said, I am a Pilates instructor here in Fort Myers in Cape Florida. I don't know how I could describe myself, but honestly, I'm a Pilates instructor. I'm also a professional organizer and a lover of Barbie and everything girly. So
Love
that is pretty much me summed up.
I love it. And I just went to a beautiful event she hosted this weekend, and it was very girly and very pink and all the best things, but also a really spicy workout. So don't let her fool you with her girliness. I know we could nerd out on Pilates stuff all day, but I don't want to bore everyone who isn't as into it as we are. But I guess I'm curious, just kind of I know you have a social club that you've started more recently. I would just love to hear a little bit about the creation of that, your vibes, your energy for connecting with the community, and maybe what Pilates has what role it's played in your life and kind of what got you here.
Yeah, oh my God, I would love to talk about that. So I started the social club, I want to say last November. I
Hmm.
woke up one morning and I had a thought, and I got on my TikTok and I was like, hey, I want to start a social club. And if you want to join, DM me or comment link, and I'm going to send you the sign up sheet. Literally, I made it on a whim. From there, I went on Google and I made a
Leave a
Google
sheet
form.
in case anyone actually send a message. You're like,
I made a Google form and I could not believe that over 130 people actually signed up. But I think the link went
wow,
out to about 500 women.
wow.
So it traveled really far. And the reason that I think that even happened is because I have been teaching Pilates in the area for a while now. I think people just kind of recognized me from that. And so when they saw me pop up on their FYP, they're like, okay, I've taken your class before. I like your class. Let me see
Yeah.
what this is about. So that's how the social club got started. But for me, I love hanging around women. Like I am a girl's girl. And I know people say that every day now, but I honestly feel like my truest and best self when I am around other women. And I love fitness. And the thing about Southwest Florida is a lot of people who live here, they're not really natives to here.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone is here, but they left all their friends back up north.
Yep.
Now, I'm blessed and fortunate where I was born in Florida, but I'm actually from Orlando, Florida, not Fort
Wow.
Myers, Florida.
So
I
still
went to
from the north as well.
Yes, literally still up north. And so all of my friends, my closest friends, they all moved away. I just turned 31, so all my friends are married, engaged, or they're going through changes right now. So I'm the only
Yeah.
one out of my friend group who's here. And I'm a big believer that you make your own community. And that's essentially what I did. And it's been going really well.
No, it's so true. And I too have moved many times. This is our sixth city, fifth state. So I totally believe also in having to create your own community and find
Yes.
your tribe wherever you go. And similar to kind of what inspired P3, uh, our pop-up Pilates is I wanted to be able to connect with the community in a way that I loved. And I also felt like this city was lacking type of events, right? So I love that your social club exists, that there's some other fun pop-ups for different niches coming too. Cause I've lived in
Yeah.
Miami, New York, LA, where there's so many of these things and they're everywhere and they're successful for a reason. And even Naples was like growing in that way. But I really feel like there's this huge blind spot for Cape and Fort Myers. But there's a ton of younger folks here. And as you got 500 responses, like people are looking and craving that
Yeah.
community. And I think it's so nice to be able to offer so many types of it and then like cross collaborate. And it's like enough for all. And it's really about promoting and blending and coming
Yes.
together instead of isolating or the othering, which I think we're doing enough of
Yes.
these
And
days as a country.
I completely agree, Alicia. And something that like really like lit a fire under me was seeing how active and how like out there Naples was.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I want to do that, but I also don't want to drive 30 to 35 minutes away. I'm like to drive and you don't really know what the
Because
experience
it's
is
not
going
your
to be like.
community. But not
Yeah.
in a bad way. It's just that is not
Yeah.
where we live. Like that's not our
Yeah.
everyday community, so to speak.
Exactly. Yeah, so I feel like I would go over there, and then if they're like, "Oh, like, are you from, like, Naples?" Like, "Oh, no, I'm from Fort Myers," and, like, that's a conversation killer, and
Mm,
nobody wants to admit it. Nobody wants to admit it, but, like, going to Naples and be like, "I'm from Fort Myers," they're like, "Oh, okay," and then they, like, move
okay.
on, and I'm just like, "Well, you know what?" Like, there's so many young people here, and, like, we are creating community. There is a need for that, and the thing with the social club as well is that, yes, like, we are very Pilates centered, but we also do community service.
Yeah.
We also donate to charities. So it's really like it's almost as if it's all the things that you would think that a socialite would be, but with Pilates. So
Mhm.
we wanna
Instead
be
of a country
women.
club.
Exactly, and we're not too young, we're not too old, like, we're not too immature to do it. We can do whatever we want, and so that was really, like, my purpose, and I love bringing women together through fitness. It's literally my life. I'm happy that it's it's been very successful.
That's awesome. What do you think helped you take the leap of faith to just put yourself out there? Because I like and I think this can cross to anything in life, but I know it can be really intimidating to just say, "Hey, I want to do this thing." And like, what if no one responds? Or how will I answer and like engage and keep all these people happy? So what are some of the tools or ways in which you find the confidence to just put yourself out there or take those risks? Because they clearly have paid off, but to help
Yeah.
others who might be too scared or shy in their own leap of faith, whatever that looks like.
Yeah, honestly, I'm just delusional. That's it. I
I
am
love
very
it.
delusional and I have ADHD. And so with those 2 things, I think what like it turns me into is, okay, well, I feel like I can do whatever I want in this world. And that is the attitude that I carry with me every day. Like
Mm,
I truly believe, like, I don't care like what you went through. I'm not gonna say I don't care, but I truly believe when you decide that you've had enough and you want to change your life, you can. And you just have
yeah.
to be delusional enough to be like, well, everybody wants to join the club. Everyone want to join the club. And I feel like if you keep that attitude, it really starts to pay off because if people see that you're confident, they want the confidence that you have. They want to be around really good energy. So that
Yeah.
magnetizes them. So it's being delusional. And then, again, like I didn't choose to have ADHD, it chose me. So I'm just very like, if I'm hyper focused on something, I'm hyper focused. You
You're
can't
in.
take my mind off of it. And it's been beautiful to see. But again, be delusional and then also do your inner workings because as an instructor, people think that is just you go through your courses, you learn a few moves, and bam, you teach.
Mm-mm.
But it's really
It's
not.
like, mm-mm. If only it
It's
were that easy.
it's really not that. It's a lot of not giving up on yourself, and I'm a big believer that if you don't give up, that translates to other things, whatever else that you do, to not give up on them. So, it's putting yourself out there because to get in front of, a group of women and, like, teach, that is some scary stuff. We do it because, we love it, but it's not something that is I don't think it's normal. It's not. It takes a
Yeah.
lot of to do that. And so when you take the traits of being an instructor and you transfer it over
Mm.
to different areas of your life, you find that you tend to build confidence that way because you went through doing the hard thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So it really sounds like just getting over yourself,
Hmm.
putting yourself out there, doing it. And I
Yeah.
always say, like, what's honestly the worst thing that happens, right? What's the worst thing that will happen, right? The void of the internet will just suck your video up and no one will see it. Or like
Yeah.
someone will write something like not probably even that negative because you're not that big of a deal to get that much hate yet.
Yeah.
It's like for like just a
Yes.
general person. It's like it's like junk food. It doesn't mean anything, but it's good
Yes.
practice to be confident and to like say your voice out in the world, not just behind a keyboard, but like show your
Yes.
presence and give your energy. And I think that goes a long way, like you're saying, and you never know who's listening or who might be touched or impacted by what you have to share, you know?
Yeah. And one last thing that I will say truly helped me, and I think I would be remiss if I don't mention that, is to
Yep.
actually have really good girlfriends. Not
Mm,
just friends who like you can go out with, but friends who truly support you and like just unequivocally believe in you. And I have been so fortunate to have that. And although like my closest friends, well, I'm starting to make like new friends and we're getting closer now, but I will say my OG, my
you're like core
original,
friend.
yeah, like
Mhm.
core friends they don't live in Fort Myers, and although we have a chat, like, that's all we have, and those women believe in me so deep. It's like I can come up with the most outrageous story, and they're like, "Vanessa, yes, you can."
I love
And
it.
they're so supportive to the point where, like, they bought tickets to the event, although they're not even here, just to say, "Hey, I see what you're doing. I support what you're doing. Here is my contribution to you." And so
Wow.
people underestimate the power of friendship, but I'm only the way that I am because I have the friends that I am. Your circle, your environment truly matters.
Hmm. What do you think is your best tip for maintaining long distance friendships, especially? Because I know this comes up so often as we're like moving through life. Even sometimes you live in the same city, it feels like a long distance because just life
Yeah.
is life at our ages for like maintaining and then even like cultivating new friendships. Cause I know I get that question a lot too. Like, well, how do you make new friends as an adult? Like, it's scary and it's awkward. And yes, but like, what are some tips you have for folks on that?
Okay. My number one tip is I know it sounds obvious, but it's honestly to make time. You have to make dedicated time. It has to be conscious effort, especially because your friends aren't near. And so last year, one of my really close friends, she has a baby. And we ended up like in some group chat of four, we ended up missing like her daughter's birthday. And like, so imagine like life goes on, everyone's in different cities, everyone's moving around, and we
Right.
forgot like her daughter's birthday. And I caught it the day after. And when I tell you I felt so sick to my stomach, I literally wanted
Mm.
to throw up because this is someone who like I love dearly. Like like I was hospitalized a couple years ago and her parents, not even her because she was in a different state. Her parents drove to come see me. Like that's how close we are.
Oh, wow, wow. Yeah.
And so I was like, "Oh, no." So what I did was I created a Zoom meeting for the 4 of us. So every 4 weeks, we have one dedicated time that we will get on Zoom and we'll catch up with each other. Now we do keep in
Mm,
contact, via chat every day. We still send things, but again, that's dedicated time because you don't want people to feel like
yeah.
they're not appreciated.
Right.
You want to show people that, "Hey, like, you do matter to me." So it's being intentional and knowing if someone likes something. Send it to them. One thing that I do is, I send gifts for birthdays, and I know we probably think it doesn't matter because everyone's grown and everyone have children or whatever the case is, but no, like,
No, gifts
it
go a long way.
yes, gifts
Yeah.
go such a long way. It's being intentional about that.
Mm,
And then I would say for new friends, make new friends around your hobbies. And that's an issue that I think a lot of people have is we do not have hobbies anymore. We thought hobbies like were for children or we think hobbies are for children, but they're not. They're for everyone.
right.
And so find something that you're passionate about and then find people who are also passionate about that thing and then
Hmm.
make friends that way. But don't go chasing aesthetics. Don't go chasing, the girl that
Yeah.
you want to be like. Don't do that. Chase
Right.
the people who like the same things that you like. They don't have to look like you, don't have to be like you, but there's something that interests the both of you and connect that way. And thank God, right, is Pilates. Literally every friend that I have do Pilates. If you weren't a friend
Oh,
of mine who did Pilates, you do Pilates now. Like it's so
yeah.
serious because that's my hobby. So that's how I've been able to make friends. And we think women have like RBFs. I promise you, saying hi goes a long way. Smile. Like
Yes.
it's I think like as women, we think it's cute and we think it's cool to just like be so unapproachable. But like,
Mm,
no, like
mm-mm.
radiate good energy, be happy. You're
Mhm.
alive. And that is the best gift that any of us could have is to be alive. And I think when you wake up every day with that, a sentiment of, I have been given another day. I have been given
Hmm.
another minute. You just want to maximize it. And how beautiful is it to share it with someone else? So that's kind of like my tips for maintaining and getting new friends.
Yeah. No, those resonate so deeply with me as I've had to make new friends so many times in my life. And I am married, but we aren't having kids. So a lot of the women around my age have children and like have built in networks where they're meeting other folks around their age at like school
Mhm.
events or things like that. I work from home. Like, I have to get really creative
Yeah.
because I don't have any natural, like, outlets of, like, oh, my coworkers or my
Yeah.
kids' friends or whoever else. But I do think it goes such a long way to be intentional about the type of relationships you need, and not everyone has to be your best friend, and that's, like, what
Yeah.
I tell people. That can be your Pilates friend. All you have to do is go to
Yes.
Pilates classes with them and get a coffee, and that's fine. And this
Yeah.
can be the girlfriend you can go out and get shots and drinks with on, like, a Friday. And this
Yes.
could be the friend that you could call to watch your cat and, like, you're a little deeper, but, like, again, they're not gonna replace your old friends
Yeah.
necessarily. And I think that when we take the pressure, like, I have to tell them all my secrets and they have to be my
Yeah.
best friend, and they can just be humans we interact with and let it naturally grow or not grow,
Yes.
it makes it more accessible and less scary. And I
Yes.
do think people come across like intimidating, but I think other people are just as lonely and scared and insecure and like awkward as you are. So if you can just be the
Yes.
one who's like, this is weird, but do you want to be my friend?
Yes.
I think you'll be met with more laughing and smiles than like, why? And then you
Yeah.
call them, we have good energy. Like we have good energy radars. I don't think we would have asked that person if they were going to be like a
Yes.
total bitch about it. Right. So
Yes.
I think it'll surprise you just to put yourself out there, and it doesn't have to be perfect or beautiful or right, just
Yes.
uncomfortable and bumbly, but it's authentic, and that will get us to the next place, you know?
Yes, I completely agree. People think that every single person that they have in their lives has to be everything to them, and they don't have to be
Not real.
everything. You
Mm-mm.
don't rush the friendship, just do what you can and, go to that Pilates. It's like one thing that I do, and some people may hate it, but because like, I'm an instructor, I have 95% of most of the students that I take are regulars. So
Mhm.
my classes don't really get that many new people because they fill it out so quickly.
Right,
It's really
right.
hard for
We're
a new
building
person
that,
to
yeah.
get in. But I'm like, if we're gonna be coming here, every Tuesday and Thursday at 6 a.m., you're for like I'm gonna make you be friends. So you are gonna talk to each other. I'm gonna make a little joke.
Yeah.
And what's so fun and so cute about that is like now when I go to class, I see people who didn't used to talk to each other. Now they're talking to each other.
Talking.
I literally put those women in a group chat. I put them in a group meet and we talked
I
because
love
I
that.
was like, no way. Like you don't know the person. I was like, the person next to you might be your next bestie. I was like joke about it and they
Yeah,
laugh. But like now when someone doesn't show
really.
up, somebody's in the chat like, hey, where are you? Because where are you? So
That's awesome. Yeah.
so I'm fortunately going to make friends.
I love that. And I love just hearing how you obviously have the strength of being a connector. And instead of ignoring that skill or even misusing it, I feel like you've really doubled down in such an positive and energetic way. And while it is giving a lot to these other women are benefiting from that and the
Mhm.
community is, I also see like you're giving back to yourself too, which is so important. And like hearing that's something you need, which then fills you up to then fill others. And I love that you're letting it shine so bright and not hiding it or saving it or being like, so particular about it. But what a
Thank
beautiful like
you.
energy to give
Thank you.
to all the people that come across
That
you.
that is such a beautiful compliment because and it's funny that you said that because I was I was talking to like two other instructors yesterday and I like put them in a group chat, original group chat. And because we have like some things that we want to collab on. And I was like, I really do enjoy being a connector because a lot of people ask me, like, hey, so when are you opening your Pilates studio? They're all opening up in the
Mhm.
Southwest
I
Florida
know,
right
like
now.
the new 2026
Quickly.
trend.
They're all opening up and they're like, when are you opening up yours? I'm like, I don't want to own a studio. And they're always like, and I'm like, no, I enjoy what I do, like purely to enjoy it. Like I love
Right.
being able to open people's eyes and to bring them into the practice of Pilates. I don't really care for the money side of it. Truthfully, I do it because I love it. And I'm not saying that down the line I won't do something on a smaller level, but as
Yeah.
far as like they're like, open up a studio. I'm like, no, I love connecting people together. So I'm like, I think my passion is just seeing instructors talk to other instructors and involve the
Yep.
students and really just create that community. So I think that is one of my purpose in life is just bring women together in that way. But I'm like, as far as like ownership, I'm like, again, I'm not closing the door on that, but I'm like, at least not now, at least for the next like 5 years. I'm like, not opening up a studio.
No, and it changes everything, like, it's just a whole different ball game, and it's know thy strengths. I always say that too, like,
Yeah.
I know what I want, what I don't want, what I like, what I don't like, and not we had just had Annie on this past week, and one of the things she talked about is like wealth can be measured in a lot of ways. It's not always just money, right? It's like
Yeah.
wealth and experiences, relationships, like balance. So I think it is just really understanding what just because you're good at something or just because you like
Yes.
something doesn't mean you have to. Like just because you should doesn't mean you should.
Yeah.
So it's really being thoughtful and intentional with your time and energy is precious. Like you
Yeah.
need that hour for your friends and you want to be able to go here and you want to be able to do that. That's not always all possible if you're opening a brick and mortar for the first
Yeah.
year or two, right? So
Yeah.
I think it is such a beautiful self-reflection of your own awareness of self and then like the maximum you can give in the best way
Mhm.
and how you found those outlets to do that instead of like burning out or spreading yourself so thin
Yes.
where then a lot's lost in the process
Yeah.
too, you know?
Yeah. And we don't talk about burnout as an instructor enough. It is a lot of work
Yes.
creating classes and thank God because I always hear people are like, how am I supposed to create a bunch of classes? I'm like, listen, once you get the classical repertoire down, I feel like you're fine. You can mix and match that. Right. But I'm like, listen, it is a lot of work waking up early, creating a class plans, talking to people. That's all energy that you're giving out.
So much.
And people don't understand how serious burnout can be. And so again, I agree. Just because you can does not mean you should. And that's where I draw the line for sure.
Right. What are some ways that you like take care of yourself? Like I hear all these like very social, forward facing roles you have. What are some things you like to do that like recharge or nourish you on the back end?
Yes, number 1, I love to sleep. Oh, I'm a sleeper. Matter of
Same for
fact,
me.
I was sleeping right before this, meeting. I love
Love
a
it.
good nap.
Okay.
I also love to read. I love books. I
What are
escape,
your
give
favorite?
me
What kind of book?
okay,
I
I'm
love
gonna be
reading too.
very, very honest. My favorite genre of books is billionaire romance, and people always laugh because they're like, "That's so on
Okay.
brand for you, Vanessa," and I'm like, "Yes, honestly."
I'm manifesting it.
I'm like, I gotta surround myself with the energy. But I also love a lot of books on productivity and I love self-help. Like I am a self-help girly through and through
Nice.
because I love just learning new ways and new tips and tricks on how to make myself better. And I don't necessarily do it to chase like some sort of metric. I know a lot of people, whenever they're like into self-help, they're like, they feel like they have to go, go, go. But I'm like, no, I just like to learn and
Yeah.
then just easily apply things and see where life goes. But aside from that, I love to golf.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I love golfing. So I do that. A lot of my hobbies, honestly, are active
No,
hobbies.
that's fine.
And then I was big into horseback riding, but I haven't done that in a little while. And I said I was going to get back to it. So it's month 2 of the year. I have to get back into it at least by like April. So I
Okay.
really want to get back to horseback riding for sure.
I love that. And a new book I just started that my sister recommended is called Unreasonable Hospitality.
Ooh.
It's by the creator of 11 Madison Park in New York, that really good big restaurant.
Hmm.
You don't have to be in service industry to read it, but it's like anyone who engages in like hospitality in general, she said it was like a really good book to read. So just putting
Yeah.
another one on your list if you're curious.
Amazing. Writing that down literally right now.
I too love learning, love good like I mean, I am a therapist, so of course I love like good mindset stuff, but I like the genre of, yeah, like just knowing more about me and understanding me and the world and how I best fit in it and how to maximize and just, like make the most of this space and time we have and just try to do our best out here. So
Yes.
nice to hear the wisdom of others sometimes too, you know?
That's all we can do. And I always say, you know what? I am something that I've always been observant about is I love to learn from other people's mistakes and not mine. If I can read what someone else did that, unfortunately failed, I
Right?
want to learn so that way I don't do it. I do not believe that you have to go through hell to become successful. I think you can read about other people going through hell and then learn from that and become successful. So that is a
100%.
reason why I'm like big on like self-help because I do feel like we do need to help ourselves. We have to stop waiting for people to like, give us things and to support. Like, no, take
Yeah.
charge, do it yourself because you absolutely can.
Yes. 100%. Well, what might be a last thought, soundbite, challenge, whatever you kind of want to leave folks with? You've given us a ton, but just like a parting word.
Yes. The one thing that I would say is to be yourself. Be yourself because when you meet people, when you get opportunities, you won't feel like you're going through some sort of imposter syndrome
Mm,
because you are yourself. And something that I learned And something that I'm so happy, so happy that I learned about or learned from is, you don't have to have it all together. You don't. Be yourself. Whoever is meant for you, whatever opportunity is meant for you, trust me, if you are yourself, they will align. So
I
be
love that.
yourself and then don't count yourself out. I know as women, especially as women, we always have that little like thing in the back of our head telling us like, no, you can't, you can.
Yep.
But I promise it, ignore it one time. Ignore it one time and see how your life completely changes. So be
Oh,
yourself, do whatever you want to do and do it unapologetically. If you fail, that's okay. Fail really quickly and get right back up. I have started so many businesses. I'm only 31. I think I've had like 3 or 4 businesses by now. And the truth is, it's because whenever something comes in my head, I'm like, okay, I'm doing it. If it fails, it fails. But if it doesn't, then you know what I have to lose.
you would have missed it if
So
you hadn't tried.
exactly. So be yourself, the people in your life, the opportunities, whatever you want, every single thing you want, it will be yours because you are you
Oh,
and you are created for a reason. And please, like, do not count yourself out. Be you and just live life unapologetically.
I love it. Such incredible reminders. I know this is going to impact and get a lot of people thinking and motivated. I wanted to give you an opportunity to kind of share either like where you teach or a little bit about your club if folks are more interested. I'll have links in there, but if you just want to share anything around those, now's the
Yes.
time.
So I guess we're getting an exclusive. I am actually leaving my current position at the facility I currently teach at. I haven't made us any I haven't made any social media posts about it. So y'all are the first to know right now. So unfortunately, I don't have anywhere to guide you. However, if you do live in Fort Myers and Cape Coral, go to Rise Pilates. Alicia,
Yes.
you've been there.
Yes.
It is,
I have an unlimited membership. It is
yes.
worth it.
It is a great time, and it's really the Pilates that I learned and the Pilates that I love. I
Same.
know right now things are trendy and, we're overstimulated. We're seeing things, but
Yep.
I absolutely love Rise, so I would I would recommend there. I also go to Fuego too, so if you're a little bit like you like that high impact stuff
Like some
too.
hit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
some hit, some like high power Pilates, like Fuego is good as well. But I am not currently teaching at my place, at my facility anymore. And I don't
Okay.
believe in giving them free promotion either. So unfortunately, I cannot and will not disclose
Talk
that
about them.
because my last day is literally in 2 days.
Ah, okay.
But I do run a social club. It's called Maison Pilates Social Club. You can follow me on Instagram. My handle is
Okay.
Vanessa Pretty Life on Instagram and on TikTok. So you can find me there. But I would love to connect. I promise you, I run a lot of the social media accounts that you see me on, and I answer, at least I try to answer pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And I just want to bring Pilates to the world. That's it.
I love it. And who knows, maybe one day we'll have a Maison P3 collab, TBD, down
Listen,
the road.
fingers crossed down the
Yeah,
line. I'm holding you
down the
to
road.
it. I'm
Always
excited.
looking. Yay. Well, thank you so much for being here today. I know, like I said, just such incredible wisdom. Folks are going to love listening, and we'll see y'all next time.
See y'all next time. Toodles. Bye, everyone.
Yeah.
Thanks for hanging out with us on this episode of Tuesday Tea. We hope something here landed, encouraged you, or made you feel a little less alone.
If you enjoyed today's conversation, make sure to follow, rate, and share the podcast. It helps more people find these stories.
And if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment. It really supports the show.
For more ways to connect with us or learn about what we do, check out the links below.
And until the next cup, keep the tea hot
And